Hello, video. Video reel. Okay. Tonight we're going to talk about, Monica Sammontilli. I'll tell you that it's still going on closing arguments. The defense is going to be taking a little bit. I think they have a little bit more, and then the rebuttal. Maybe it's going to go to the jury by Wednesday. I don't know. Who knows how long she's going to take with the rebuttal? Seriously. So we'll keep checking on that. They're basically trying the case again through these closing arguments. Sorry, I just took something to eat and got choking. Okay, and then we're going to talk about that Maui doctor who's charged with attempted murder, I guess, of his wife. He has a side of his story to tell. And then we're going to talk about the track meet murder, horrific murder of a 17-year-old identical twin in Frisco, Texas. And last but not least, Vallow Daybell. She is representing herself, and she did her own opening statements today and cross-examined some witnesses. So we're going to talk about that too. Hang on a minute. Okay, I'm sorry about that. So we're going to talk. We're going to talk about that and some other stuff that's out there in the news. Let me get to the chat though, because I am in a different window. And there we go. I have to go to the YouTube studio. I hope you all had a nice day. It is cold, very cold here. It's going to be very, very cold tomorrow. Ridiculous. Welcome to all our new subscribers and our new members. Thank you for joining. Okay, let's see here. Go to our lives over here. All right. Content or lives. Oh, here we are. All right, so let me get in here. Now I'm getting into the chat. And it's got the wrong date and time. That's not good. Hi, Bucky. In. All right, I'm going to do the Maui Doctor first because all right. Let's get his picture in court here. Looks like a cafeteria at the, and look at his face too. He looks like he's about ready to cry, doesn't he? Okay, so Dr. Koenig is being held without bail. His lawyer said he would contest his client's ongoing confinement. The doctor, accused of trying to kill his wife while they were hiking in Hawaii, pled not guilty Monday to second-degree attempted murder and insisted he should be allowed to post bail because of his previously clean criminal record. Dr. Gerard Koenig, 46 years old, appeared before a judge for a 2-minute-long pretrial hearing. It was from via closed circuit TV. Trial was tentatively set for June 9th. Yeah, right, okay. As Koenig remains in jail, he will ask the court to set bail. His defense attorney is Thomas Otaki, and he said, and I quote, "As the court is aware, it's pretty commonplace in attempted murder and murder cases over the last 10 years that some degree of bail would be set. We see no reason why this case would be any different, especially given the fact that Dr. Koenig has no prior record." Koenig, is an anesthesiologist in Maui. His wife, Ariel Koenig, They were on the Palai Trail in Honolulu, March 24th, and Koning asked his wife to take a picture together with him, and she didn't want to because they were getting too close to the edge, so she said no and began to walk back. This is all according to the court documents. He then pushed her into the bushes, picked up a rock, and struck her on the head about 10 times, while also grabbing the back of her hair and smashing her face into the ground. He then took out 2 syringes from his bag and attempted to use them on her, but she was able to get away from him. And then there was someone that was seeing this, and they called 911. When they heard the screams of help me, and he fled, but then he was apprehended. And his not guilty plea was not just a formality, but a substantive response to the allegation that he tried to kill his wife. Otake said, "There are 2 sides to every story, and thus far only one side has been shared. The other side of this story will be shared within the court process at the appropriate time." So he's going to keep us hanging, but he does have his side of the story. Yeah, okay, we'll see. Okay, and then now next up, I think we're going to do Lori Vallow Daybell. She was quite, I don't know, she was very soft-spoken and seemed, she even, she's objection leading. I was like, did she just object to that? That was a little crazy, but yeah, I don't know. She was very soft-spoken. She didn't understand, though, a little bit about hearsay. She kept asking him what somebody else told him, one of the witnesses, and they were like, no, you can't do that. That's hearsay. But let me get her picture up there. She was, I think she figures, like, what does she have to lose? And, she might as well, I don't know, get herself out there. Who knows? Because, come on, she's already in jail for the rest of her life, right? She wants a little attention. Okay, I was trying to get a certain picture of her up there, but it's not gonna. Ow, ow, ow. I just hurt myself. And then she's fighting for her life. She had a final interview before her trial, and I'm going to talk about that too. So let's talk about that first. And I've got to make this picture bigger here. Oh my goodness. I don't know what are they doing to my thing here? All right, we're just using this. That's it. I've had it. Okay. Let's get her over there so you know who we're talking about. Okay, and let's go to the interview first. So she had, days before her trial that began today, Lori Vallow Daybell sat down and did an interview with True Crime Arizona, Brianna Whitney. And she said she's fighting for her life. She said she's not an attorney. She doesn't have training to be an attorney. But there's something that she figured out when she got to this jail. The experience has been 5 years running. I went through a whole trial in another state, and then I was brought here to Arizona to face more serious charges. And she said she was asked that people feel that she's representing herself, just like I said, because she has nothing to lose. And it's kind of a challenge, kind of a show, kind of a game. And she said no, hears any of that stuff because she's in a room 23 hours a day and we don't have any access to news, she said. So I didn't know what people were saying, but I wouldn't agree with that, obviously. And she said it's about having a speedy trial, not only for herself, but for other women she's incarcerated with. And she said, and I quote, "There are intelligent, strong, beautiful women in here that have been here for 8 years because of family tragedies. It's the same like my case, a family tragedy, not a crime. Not crime, a family tragedy. And they're waiting, and they're facing the death penalty for a family tragedy. I know these women. I talk to them every day. I try to uplift, strengthen, and help women in this jail, and I think that's the purpose why I'm here." And then again, when asked why are we at this place now, she said it's a tragedy. Families have tragedies. Things happen, and there was a domino effect of tragedies in my life, and that's really sad. And let's see, she said it's a big case. It's stressful. There's a lot of things. There's a lot of legal things that have to be done. We're working on stuff every day. We're working late into the night. The biggest challenge in the trial will be the logistics. Trial is expected to last until next month. So, yeah, okay. Now, let's go to her opening statements. Why the heck is my not working there? Okay, now here we go. Let's see if we can do this one. So Lori Daybell is 51 years old now, convicted in 2023 of murdering 2 of her children, JJ and Ty Lee. She chose to represent herself for this trial and the death of Charles Vallow. She is charged with conspiracy to commit murder in the 2019 death of her husband. They were estranged. They told today how he was talking to someone he met on an LDS dating site, and he had spoken to deep, long within the night, and kind of like he was moving on with his life, and he was talking to this woman a lot about what was going on with Lori and her beliefs and this and that. And she said apparently there's a lot of drama, but she, still was getting involved with him. And then they went out on a dinner date and stuff like that. So they talked about that a little bit. Okay. That was in the opening statements of the prosecution. So now she's charged with the conspiracy to commit murder of Charles Vallow, who was shot to death by her brother Alex Cox, who's also deceased, right? If convicted, she could face another life sentence in addition to the 3 she's currently serving for the murders of her children, Ty Lee, Ryan, and JJ Vallow, and the murder of Tammy Daybell, who was married to Chad Daybell at the time of her death. Chad and Lori were married just weeks after Tammy's death. So, she didn't want to give away her defense by disclosing what Boudreaux would offer the court in this case. Now, Boudreaux is the ex-husband of Lori Vallow's niece, Melanie Pawlowski. She's been charged for the attempted murder of Brandon Boudreaux as well. Her trial was immediately delayed as prosecutors noticed an individual in the courtroom who they knew Lori wanted to call as a witness, but who had not been subpoenaed to appear, and that was Boudreaux. The judge asked Daybell if she intended for Boudreaux to testify, and Lori said she did. The judge asked what the relevancy of his testimony would be, and she said she didn't want to give away her defense by disclosing what he would offer the court in this case. Whether she was aware of it or not, witnesses aren't allowed to be called if both the defense and the prosecution have been adequately notified the person would be a witness and what makes the person relevant as a witness. Gives all parties the same opportunities when it comes to preparing questions that would be pertinent. The prosecution said they did not interview Boudreaux for the case, and they told the judge they too would like to know what information Boudreaux allegedly had that Daybell wanted the court to hear. The judge took a few minutes to provide some trial court 101 to Daybell before ultimately calling a sidebar that lasted nearly 45 minutes. Now listen, the judge looked so exasperated with her when she was questioning. I mean, it was, they're supposed to be unbiased, and he looked so exasperated. Yeah. When the parties returned, the judge said Boudreaux didn't have any information relevant to this case and struck him from the witness list, but he allowed Boudreaux to remain in the courtroom. So that was the first snafu of the day there. And let's see. She sat up there. She told about how she was a hairdresser and how her and Charles, got together and they had a happy marriage, and he had kids, she had kids, and then they adopted JJ, and it just sounded just wonderful, right? The prosecution laid it out, as it is, that he had to be killed because she met up with Chad, and he had the numbers, and he had the guy Ned, and right, all of that crap that we've heard 1,000 times. I'm trying to get my thing here. Okay. So in opening statements, Maricopa County Deputy Prosecuting Attorney Trina Kay told jurors that they're going to hear evidence that will show the shooting was not, in fact, self-defense, but a ploy for Lori Daybell to get rid of her fourth husband so she could get his $1 million life insurance policy and marry her current husband, Chad Daybell. But remember, he changed the beneficiary on her, right? And prosecutors said, as we go through this trial, you'll be provided with phone calls, emails, text messages, and you'll hear testimony that lays out the motive for this murder: money and Chad Daybell. She said that Lori further invoked their religious beliefs as justification for the murder and gave her brother religious authority to kill Charles Vallow, who they believed was possessed by an evil spirit, and Ned. And you know what they say, right? That's what the kids were all right because they were never able to come back from this, according to what it is. And then when you would kill them, you're not really killing them, you're releasing them, right? They're turning into zombies, all that crap that was always said by her. So she had a brief opening statement. She just kept saying, the evidence will show, the evidence will show. And the evidence will show the shooting was in self-defense and that she and Charles Vallow had a happy marriage for 13 years. And they're alleging that the insurance money was my motive, but spouses have insurance policies. That's not a crime. Self-defense is not a crime. A family tragedy is not a crime. It's a tragedy. Case said the evidence and the lack thereof will show that Cox staged the home to make it look like Charles Vallow attacked him with a baseball bat, but said that Cox made mistakes, and those included leaving the bat on the right side of Vallow, who was left-handed, instead of his left side, and that there was a lack of physical evidence to show that Cox was hit with the bat before firing the gun. Lori Daybell told a different version of events. She told jurors that the evidence will show that Charles Vallow was screaming at her because she would not give him his cell phone, and that Tylee came out of her room with a bat to protect me, her mother, from her stepfather. Yeah, she was saying that Charles and Tylee had a very strained relationship and it turned physical. She claimed that her daughter fought and Charles Vallow fought over the bat, and that Tylee fell to the ground and Charles lifted up the bat to hit Tylee with the bat. Yeah, sure. And her brother and Charles Vallow then struggled over the bat. The evidence will show that after this struggle on the ground between Charles and Alex, that Charles prevailed with the bat and began to come toward me with the bat as I ran away from him into the kitchen. Yeah, sure. Evidence will show that at some point while I was running away from Charles, who was chasing me with the bat, that Alex apparently retrieved his gun. Lori noted during her opening statements that the evidence will show that Vallow, a semi-professional baseball player, pitched left-handed but batted right-handed, she said. So she already got that out there. The prosecution objected several times to her opening statement, including when she said the evidence will show that the Chandler police treated the incident as self-defense. The judge advised the jurors to disregard that statement. Police were investigating the shooting when Cox himself died from natural causes months later. Now, before Charles Vallow was killed, he changed his beneficiary to his life insurance. That was one thing he was talking to that new girl about, too. From Maui Daybell to his sister, unbeknownst to Lori. Following his death, she learned from the insurance company that she was no longer the beneficiary. She messaged Chad Daybell that Ned probably changed it before we got rid of him, but that she would still get $4,000 a month from Social Security. In this text message, Lori tells Chad that it was probably Ned, that evil spirit inhabiting Charles's body, that changed the life insurance policy before they got rid of him, before they killed him. In Arizona, Lori Daybell is further accused of scheming with her brother Alex to kill Brandon Boudreaux, the ex-husband of her niece. She will stand on trial in that case in Maricopa County following the murder trial. She has pled not guilty. Okay, and then there were two witnesses on the stand, and it really wasn't much. They were, the first responders, the one from fire and one of the investigators, and she was just going on and on about, oh, you didn't perform CPR, you did perform CPR, why not? Oh, well, he had gunshots, wounds on his chest, it would be worse if we did that. It really wasn't much to do about anything. They said that they noticed that Charles Vallow was obviously deceased, and that life-saving efforts would not have helped him at that point. And see, that was basically what that was about. Let me go back to the chat, see where you guys are. Hi, Christine, how are you? Debbie 2 Scooter, hello there. Debbie 2 Scooter, did you come somewhere as Deb and then desert us? Hi 61, hi 61. Prime Objective, hello there, Prime Objective. How's everybody doing? Did you do that, Deb? Oh, hi 61, yeah. Happy birthday, hi. I remembered you did have that same birthday as Ethan and Dave. Ethan and Dave's birthday, and your birthday was yesterday, in case you forgot. So what else is going on in this world? Let's see what else is going on. Lots of storms, lots of flooding. A small airplane skid off a runway into the bay during a botched landing at an Oregon airport. Let's see. Rivers are flooding in the central U.S. after days of rain. And yes, we've had a lot of rain. We had actually snow today. And we are going to be having a lot of snow. Not a lot of snow, a lot of cold tomorrow. It's, going to be like 19 degrees, I believe it is. Okay. So let's see what's going on in this world, besides what I've already told you about. Severe weather threats. Severe storms hit the southeast, while spring cold blasts millions in the east. And we are one of those millions that are going to get that spring freaking cold, okay? All right. American YouTuber who tried to contact the world's most isolated tribe faces 5 years in prison. What? What? Everybody's talking about the White Lotus season 3. I only saw like a little bit of that, and I have to catch up on that. Everybody's talking about it. It's breaking all kinds of records. See what else is going on. Millions across the Midwest and South face widespread flooding. Someone else. Rescue teams search for victims as extreme flooding hits the South and the Midwest. So, New York State issues a travel advisory for 11 countries. Swollen rivers and flooding towns in the U.S. South after a prolonged deluge of rain. Okay. So let's see what happened to this this YouTuber. What's going on with this? Anybody hear about this? Let's get a new graphic up there, okay? 24-year-old American YouTuber who visited an off-limits island in the Indian Ocean to try to make contact with an isolated tribe faces charges with a possible sentence of up to 5 years in prison. Well, okay, the YouTuber's from Scottsdale, Arizona, and he may be American, but his name is not Mikhailo Viktorovich Polyakov from Scottsdale, Arizona, was arrested on March 31st, 2 days after he set foot on the restricted territory of North Sentinel Island. It's part of India's Andaman and Nicobar Islands in a bid to meet people from the reclusive Sentinel tribe. The YouTuber was sent last week to a 14-day judicial custody. He's set to appear in court on April 17th. The charges carry a possible sentence of up to 5 years in prison and a fine. Indian authorities say they have informed the U.S. Embassy about the case. Oh boy. Visitors are banned from traveling within 3 miles of that island. The population has been isolated from the rest of the world for thousands of years. The inhabitants use spears and bows and arrows to hunt the animals that roam the small, heavily forested island. They're deeply suspicious of outsiders. They attack anyone who lands on their beaches. In 2018, an American missionary who landed illegally on the beach was killed by one of the islanders who apparently shot him with arrows and then buried his body on the beach. They killed 2 fishermen who accidentally landed on the shore in 2006. So why would this guy even go there if people are being killed there? Like, why? Indian officials have limited contacts to rare gift-giving encounters with small teams of officials and scientists leaving coconuts and bananas for the islanders. Indian ships also monitor the waters around the island, trying to ensure outsiders do not go near them, who have repeatedly made it clear that they want to be left alone. Police say this YouTuber was guided by GPS navigation during his journey and surveyed the island with binoculars before he landed. He stayed on the beach for about an hour, blowing a whistle to attract the attention, but got no response from the islanders. Okay. He later left a can of Diet Coke, oh yeah, that's great, and a coconut as an offering. He made a video on his camera, collected some sand samples before he returned to his boat. On his return, he was spotted by local fishermen who informed the authorities. He was arrested in Port Blair, the capital of Andaman and Nicobar Islands. Let's see here. case was registered against him for violation of Indian laws that prohibit any outsider to interact with the islanders. He planned meticulously over several days to visit the island and make contact with the Sentinel tribe. Say senior police officer Hargobinder Singh Dewal. In a statement, police say that the YouTuber's actions posed a serious threat to the safety and well-being of the Sentinelese people, whose contact with outsiders is strictly prohibited by law to protect their indigenous way of life. Okay. Police say the man was drawn to the island due to his passion for adventure and extreme challenges, and he was fascinated by the mystique of these people. Let's see. So now he's in some trouble, right? I guess so. All right, let's see what else we have going on here. There's supposedly another, what is it, retail store going out? What is that one? Kohl's. Kohl's is closing 20. I haven't been in a Kohl's store in so long. I really haven't. Kohl's closed 27 locations on April 5th. Compared to liquidating an entire company, it's easier for a chain to shut down select locations while the broader company remains open. So they've shut down 27 stores. They shared in January that it planned to shut down 27 retail stores and 1 fulfillment center. While Kohl's continues to believe in the health and strength of its profitable store base, these specific locations were underperforming. Okay, and Kohl's may close more stores because they're going to assess and see what's going on, right? So Dollar General was going to shut down some stores too. Let's see. Dollar General to close nearly 100 stores. Not a big fan of Dollar General. I'm sorry, I'm not. Okay. Colorado area evacuated, schools closed. An emergency alert. What was that about, High? What was the emergency? Let's see. An emergency alert has been issued for a small town in Colorado because of a possible loss of containment, a spill or a leak at a nearby oil and gas facility. Residents in Gallatin, Weld County. It was in Weld County. Wow. The evacuation order, first reported by CBS News Colorado, covers a half-mile radius around the scene in the area of Weld County Road 41 and Weld County Road 72. A loss of containment occurs when structures designed to securely hold oil and gas fail, resulting in an unintended release. It can lead to fire, explosions, and toxic exposure. Several oil and gas facilities are situated in the area. Yeah, it says Anadarko Petroleum Company, Noble Energy, which has now been acquired by Chevron and Edge Energy. So here's a... that's the Weld County Road 72, part of the area affected by the incident, up to Weld County Road 41. Gallatin Elementary School announced it would not open for classes on Monday, telling parents in a letter there was a loss of containment at a nearby oil and gas facility, and out of an abundance of caution, The fire department is closing off sections of Gallatin. They said if you're within the 1/2 mile of areas, please evacuate to a safe location. Further directions will follow. That was issued by TV and phone. Because we cannot access the school, we will not be able to provide transportation to and from the school due to this closure. We'll update you with further developments as we receive them from the oil company and Gallatin Fire, said the superintendent of Eaton School District. Residents were asked to refrain from ditch burning. Ditch burning. That's weird. Okay. All right. Let's go and see what else is going on. Oh, there's measles deaths, I think, in Texas. And let's look at the flooding. So, storms and flooding shift east. Okay, so let's see what's going on with the flooding. Okay, rivers flood towns in Kentucky. Let's see what's going on here. Got that going on there. Frankfort, Kentucky. Days of unrelenting heavy rain and storms have filled up the rivers to near record levels across Kentucky on Monday, which has submerged neighborhoods and threatened a famed bourbon distillery in the capital of Frankfort. Swollen rivers pose the latest threat from a series of persistent storms that have killed at least 20 people since last week, 10 of them in Tennessee, as they doused the region with heavy rains and spawned destructive tornadoes. Teeming waterways kept the flood threat high in other states, including Tennessee, Arkansas, and Indiana. Cities ordered evacuations, and rescue crews in inflatable boats checked on residents in Kentucky and Tennessee, while utilities shut off power and gas in a region stretching from Texas to Ohio. Floodwaters forced the closure of the historic Buffalo Trace Distillery, which is close to the banks of the swollen Kentucky River near downtown Frankfort. Okay. The 20 reported deaths since the storms began on Wednesday included 10 in Tennessee, a 9-year-old boy in Kentucky who was caught up in floodwaters while walking to catch his school bus, a 5-year-old boy in Arkansas who died after a tree fell on his family's home, and a 16-year-old volunteer Missouri firefighter who died in a crash while seeking to rescue people caught in the storm. 2 men sitting in a golf cart were killed when a tree fell on them at a golf course in Columbus, Georgia. And National Weather Service warned Sunday that dozens of locations in multiple states were expected to reach a major flood stage with extensive flooding of structures, roads, bridges, and other critical infrastructure possible. So, wow. Where's all those people? Across Kentucky, more than 500 state roads were still closed Monday morning, and more than 1,000 people had no access to water, and nearly 3,000 were under a boil water advisory. Let's see what's going on. Forecasters attribute the violent weather to warm temperatures and an unstable atmosphere with strong winds and abundant moisture streaming from the Gulf. Okay. Let's see what we've got here. Storms. Flood risks. We're supposed to get cold weather, and let's look at the East Coast, what's happening with this cold Arctic blast. All right. So we have temperatures plunge to winter-like chill in the east. Yucks. After more than a week of deadly, severe thunderstorms and flooding, winter's making an unwelcome return for tens of millions in the eastern half of the United States. Temperatures from the Gulf Coast to the northeast dipped to levels more appropriate for the first days of March, Monday morning, and will come crashing down to February-like levels by Tuesday morning. That's bad news for millions of people in the central and southern U.S. who are dealing with active flooding and those trying to clean up in the aftermath. If you're somewhere that's very wet, hold on a second, what just happened to my thing here? If you're trying to ride this out in a home that's had water, tonight could raise concerns of hypothermia, warned the governor of Kentucky during a Monday press conference. Days of storms have sent parts of Kentucky underwater after more than a foot of rain fell in the state. But much of the state will drop below freezing by early Tuesday morning, and some northern parts will plunge into the mid-20s. Find a safe place to go, the governor said. We need you to be dry and warm. But let's see. Kentucky's not the only place to get low temperatures. They could drop to near freezing in Tennessee, with possible 40s possible for Texas through the southeast Tuesday morning. High temperatures in hard-hit areas of Kentucky, Tennessee, and northern Arkansas will struggle to reach the 50s tomorrow. So that's not good. February cold will extend all the way to the Canadian border. Temperatures will barely top the freezing mark in Buffalo, while high elevation areas of New York and New England could be stuck in the 20s. Tuesday afternoon, some snow is also possible in these areas. And like I said, we had some snow. Temperatures will climb a few degrees higher on Wednesday and Thursday, especially in the south, but this late winter or early spring chill will linger for many through to at least Saturday. Ugh. I thought I saw that. The complete opposite is expected in the west, where summer heat will build in tandem with the east's return to winter. Okay, this is a dramatic pattern shift in the atmosphere. It's sending cold Canadian air to the east, while hot air surges north out of Mexico in the west. Temperatures will start to climb early this week in parts of the west, and by midweek it will feel like late spring from California through the Rockies. Phoenix could hit 100 degrees for the first time this year. Thursday, that's a milestone that doesn't normally happen until early May. And the city could soar higher, land in the low 100s on Friday. Thursday and Friday will offer Las Vegas 2 chances to hit 95 degrees for the first time this year. And Denver could log its first 80-degree day of the year on Friday, and then follow that up with 85 on Saturday. So that's crazy, but I don't like that we're going to get more cold weather. Ugh. It's terrible. Polar vortex is making an icy return. Why can't they be wrong about that? They're wrong about some stuff. Why can't they be wrong about that? No, they'll be right about it because we don't want it. Who wants this blast of winter? Come on. Though I remember I told you the lake was frozen, and it was like the 9th of April, and everybody was out there. It's crazy, crazy, crazy. Okay, let's see what else we have here going on. So there's the weather. Coffee and new chocolate lava Reese's. Chocolate lava Reese's. Oh, there's Al. Hello, Al. Hi, Boom Pow. How are you, Boom Pow? Good to see you, Boom Pow. Carolyn, we go to Weld County for our Civil War and reenactment events. Do you really? Yeah, wow. Fort Lupton is also here too in Weld County, a Civil War era trading post, and now a museum. Cool. Cool. Let's see. Hello, Gail. Heart Made Wise. Hello. Debbie G. Scooter. I already said Linda. Okay, everybody. Mama Juju. Who's Mama Juju? How come I don't see a Mama Juju? I don't see a Mama Juju, Al. Oh, that scared me. You still have our winter clothes. Oh, yeah, I haven't. We never changed them over, yeah. It was Ethan's birthday, yes, April 6th. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes, it was. Chocolate lava Reese's now. Chocolate lava Reese's. No, I've never heard of chocolate lava Reese's. Sorry. I don't know. I can't help you there what that is. Let's see what else we have to talk about. Because we've got things we've got to talk about. Let's see what's going on with Gypsy Rose, because I heard that there was some stuff going on with Gypsy Rose. Let us see. Let us see. Oh, so let's see what she's doing now. You know, oh, she's sharing pictures of the baby. I'm never going to put the baby on social media. Never, never, never. We're not. We're not. We are. So she's gone to not showing the baby to showing the baby back of the baby's head. Now we're seeing the side of the baby's head, and it just keeps getting more and more, right? They posed with their 3-month-old daughter, Aurora, on April 5th. She went to Instagram. Our little family, she said. She had once said, "No, I will not be posting pictures of Aurora. I understand everyone's excitement and we appreciate the support, but we value the privacy and safety of our daughter." Not so much anymore. She has shared several snaps, but they haven't included her full face. But now I believe, didn't someone in TMZ get her full face? Isn't that what she was like flipping out about? Let's see here. And then prior to that one, see, but she's out in public, so someone's just gonna snap a picture of her, and you know, and then she's gonna be, oh well, it's out now. Too bad. That was at a parade, Louisiana Irish parade. So all right, let's see what else we've got. Gypsy, Gypsy, Gypsy. All right, let's see here. All right, here we go. I'm going to go to my, right there. So I'm trying to see what's going on over here. I guess she was, she shows videos of them watching the show together, and I guess she was with her friend Bree. Sometimes she's with her stepmom. Apparently, she stated in an episode that she wanted to go to a lingerie boutique because she wanted to spice things up with Ken. She didn't go to a lingerie boutique. She went to an adult novelty store and she wanted to get wings. I guess like her cosplay stuff. And she, I guess in tonight's episode, she admitted that intimacy with Ken has slowed down. And he's apparently said that she's the most adventurous girlfriend that he's ever had. Okay. All right. Interesting. Wow. Apparently she's doing a dance. That's just crazy. I guess people are saying things about her baby and she's wishing stuff on them. Okay. Let's see. So they're renting their home for $2,200 a month. And that's the home that they said that was the lawyer's home, I think, that they said when she had the gender reveal. I believe that is the house that they are renting. But it's looking like they're renting it for $2,200 a month. Allegedly. Let's see. See what she's doing here. Ken doesn't have a high-paying job. Let's see. Okay, so you're about $2,200 a month. Who knows? Maybe Lifetime is funding that if they're filming in there. I don't know. Lifetime is probably renting the house while they film. Someone said, yeah, probably. This is the house they're filming in. It's probably let's see. Hello. All right. I'm going to sneeze. Hold on a bit. Okay. Hold on 1 second. I'm going to sneeze. Sorry. Okay, so someone is saying that. Let's see what else we have for Gypsy. Oh my goodness. Okay. They're showing a lot of the previews and how she looks there. I forgot about her royal mashed potatoes. She said her show is proof and a clap back. I heard her get really upset because Ken said she doesn't eat anything. This is when she was pregnant. She's like, oh my gosh, all the haters are now going to say I don't eat anything. She's just not a big person. And he's like, you just don't eat a lot. Gypsy said that Christy told her to sell her baby pictures. Really? Let me see, did she really say that? She's like, well, you should sell it that way. If somebody's going to make money off it, it shouldn't be some rando. Oh. Yeah, sell it, girl, right? Yeah, absolutely. That's what she wants. Yeah, okay. All right. That's good, Gypsy. All right. So I guess she said she wasn't going to do that, right? I don't know. Christy wanted her to do it, I'm sure. There was something in here they said about she had 2 vials of blood drawn and became so woozy and wanted to throw up. They showed, yeah, that she reads the online comments and she's really upset. And he got up in the morning, this is last week, and said, "Oh my gosh, like, why do you even look at that? Why? It's just going to make you feel horrible about yourself. Why do you do that?" Right? Supposedly she found a hairbrush from an old girlfriend. And really not too much else going on with the gypsy. All right, let's look at who else can we, let's see if there's anything else going on. How about anything with Dan Markel's case? Let's see. Too much. Not too much going on there. How about if we, what do you want to do now? So puppy. Oh my gosh, I saw that clip as well. The acting was horrendous, so fake. Which one? Oh, the royal mashed potatoes. Yeah, she ate the royal mashed potatoes in Cinderella's palace, the royal mashed potatoes, when she was still, pretending. They didn't show her full face. Mama Juju. But I don't see her in here, though. How come I don't see her in here? Bucky? Hi, Mama Juju. But I don't see you. But I see other people saying hi to you, but I don't see you. I don't see her, Bucky. That's so weird that I don't see Mama Juju. Oh, the hairbrush thing? Okay, let me go back now. Thank you, Christine, for the coffee. I really do need some coffee. I really wish you would bring me some. No, thank you. Thank you very much. I could use the coffee. Thank you. Let's see what else we can do, okay? How about, let me try something. I forgot to show my kids that house. I told them about that crazy house, but I wanted to show them it, and I had it on my computer, and then I forgot to show it to them. Oh my goodness. How did I do that? Minnesota. Hold on, I'm looking for something. I'm looking for something. Bun. Bun. This kind of looks like something we looked at once, but it was in Tennessee, but it was kind of like this. I don't know. All right, let's take a look at this one. All right, we're gonna play the real estate game for a minute. Let me get this one, okay? I just have to get this. This is going to be in North Carolina. Go on, get over there. Okay, I'm going to tell you real quick about it. It's a historic log cabin for a classic vacation getaway. It offers the pioneering experience of the early 1800s with 21st century benefits. It's one antique cabin from Bandana Community in Mitchell County, North Carolina, built for a circuit court judge in 1810. The second is from 1840s. In the 70s, the cabins were dismantled and moved to Hortons Creek, lovingly restored and modernized for a magical escape. Both living room and den have cozy fireplaces. Each level connects with a full bath. The modern kitchen has plenty of storage. There's 4 tillable acres reachable by ATV, and several plateaus provide additional building sites. Okay, let's take a look. It's 30 minutes to Asheville, close to the Blue Ridge Parkway. That looks like Little House on the Prairie, doesn't it? That really looks like their fireplace, and like really looks like Little House on the Prairie. Aw, the puppies. That door and everything looks like Little House on the Prairie. It really does. Look at the washer dryer in there. My goodness. That telephone. The avocado green tub. Oh my gosh, and look at the little tiny avocado sink. Oh boy, that's a step back, huh? It's a nice trail. Okay. What do you think about that? I know, well, I already heard you. We don't need to talk about you. I know you don't like that because you don't like that, but anybody else might like it. What do you think about how much that is? If you've never played this game, you put in a price and then I come around with the real price. Hello, it's Bink. How are you? Long time no see. Yeah, I know. I saw you. You can hear me? You guys can hear me? Hello? Yeah, I know you would rock that place. Can she not hear me? Why can't Binky hear me? Can you guys hear me? Hi, Catherine. Oh, now you can hear me? Okay, well, you're all wrong. You're all wrong. You're all wet. You're all wrong. You get nothing. Nothing. You, my dear, get nothing. You get nothing. You get nothing. It's not doing it for me. It's just not doing it for me. Some of these things that I'm seeing. I want to show you something different. Let's see what this looks like. Maybe we'll look at this one. Let's see. All right, let's look at this one, all right? This is in Lancaster County, Virginia. All right. It's an owl's nest. It's a timeless waterfront estate. Let's take a look at what this looks like. Maybe we will. Just maybe, if I can. I found it. Okay. Here we go. All right, let me pull this over. Pull this over. Just so you know, this was originally built at the turn of the 20th century. The exquisite property has been thoughtfully updated over the years, including being raised on pillars in the year 2000 for added resilience. It's nestled along the water. This home offers breathtaking views from every window. It combines historic charm with modern conveniences, and it has extensive outbuildings, including a 4-bay garage, including one pull-through bay for equipment, a garden shed that's attached to a building known as the Net House, and it has 3,176 square feet, and it's on almost 10 acres, okay? So consider that all when you're thinking about your price. It's a tiny little barbecue, huh? Teeny tiny little barbecue. There's a pool. Wow, that's different inside. It didn't make the. Not a fan of those cabinets. It's like Formica. Not a fan of the cabinets. I'm surprised that it looked like a farmhouse kind of style, and it's very modernistic or mid-century modern. But this stuff, it doesn't really fit what looks like outside, especially that kitchen. Oh dear. Lots of updating. Lots and lots and lots of updating. Oh dear. Lots of wallpaper. And these big window treatments, which back in the day cost a lot of money. Oh dear. Dear to dear, 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 huh? And that we call the blue room. I wonder if that's not really the furniture and they're just staging it with this modernistic stuff. I think that's what they're doing. That's just staged with like AI. Now that's making sense. They're putting this stuff that really is like wacky in those rooms. Okay. I should have picked something that was more fitting with the period. Okay. How much do you think that is? Yikes. Okay, location. Okay, how much is that? That looked more promising from the outside. It really did. It looked much more promising from the outside. I'm being disappointed a lot. Very dated, I know. What did Scooter say? It's Bing. She just needs to speak into her microphone. You'd think she'd know that by now. I am speaking into my microphone. Someone keeps lowering my sound. I don't know. Stop. Is it better now? Is that better? Is that better? Is that better? You know, I'm getting really nervous. Now you're saying hi, Sandy. I don't see Sandy either. Are you joking with me, Bucky Ann? I don't even see Sandy Ellens. That's the second person. Okay, now I see Sandy Ellens. Hi, Sandy Ellens. That's really crazy. I didn't see Mama Juju. There's little lady. Hi, little lady. I see you now. All right, that's better. Okay. Hi, little lady. Hi, Sandy Ellens. I see you. You see me? I see you. All right, let me see now. Ow, Okay, let's look at this. Ouch. Ouch. How much is this? Let me see. Okay, we're going to look at something. Let me see if I can get the address on this. This is a multi-generational home. It's in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Let me pull this up, okay? Multi-generational. All right, we're going to take a look at this now. Hold on. Multi-generational. Multi-generational. Okay. Get over there. All right, let's take a look at it. Shoot. Okay. I like that. A brick there in the foyer. Look, there's nothing in those cabinets. Well, they have that exposed, that brick all through there. Huh. That's a nice kitchen, isn't it? Very nice. Look at the magnolia. I do declare. Nice shower. Look at that shower. Look at the pool. That reminds me of Joan Crawford's pool. Oh, it's right by the beach too. Look at that. Look at that, you guys. That big, huge house is right by the beach. Look. It's a pretty busy road to go. It's all that right there, guys. Going by the beach now. Okay, so how much is that, guys? How much do you think it is? Carolyn, how much was the previous island price? Stop ignoring Scoot. What previous island? Which one? Oh, I didn't put it in there? Hold on a minute. I had it over here. That was the previous one. That was the previous one, the Virginia one. 1,350,000. I'm sorry. I didn't show that. I had it all in there loaded. That was the first one. That's not this one. That was the one in Virginia. Sorry. Okay, Boom Pow says 5.5 million. Christine says 4 million. Heinz says 2.5 million. Little Lady says 3.5 million. The Virginia one is 1,350,000. How much is this one? How much is this one? Guys, you have to figure all of that stuff. And the house with the ugly inside, you said, was 1,350,000. Okay, let's see. How much is this one? No one else? Scooter, I don't see Scooter guessing on this. I don't see people guessing on this. So, okay, well, you're all wrong. This one is $6,750,000. $6,750,000. Let's see what else I can find. Where's this? That one we looked at. Where's this one? Okay, no, I don't like that. Where's this one? Schedule. Where's this one? That one we saw. What about this one? Pretty sure we saw this one, but let me see. I don't know if we saw that one. I don't even know where it'll give us the thing where it is. That's crazy. Okay. What's up? Let's see, where's this? Alright, everybody's saying they like this one. Let's see what this. Okay, we're gonna take a look at this one just to see if you like it. Shoot. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Let me find this. It's right here. Okay, I'm going to show it to you. It's in Connecticut. Connecticut. Hold on, something just... Where'd it go? Here it is. Let me just click out of the thing so you won't see the price. Okay. All right, let's take a look. Look at that nice window seat. Oh, that's lovely. I wish I could feel the sun like that. We haven't seen the sun in days. That's weird with that, just that little curtain there in the corner. Lots of storage. Lots of storage. Look at that. That's like the closet with a fireplace. They're using that whole room like for a closet. Nice big giant shower. Another big window seat. 2 big window seats. Oh wow. I used to love to look at those in magazines when I was a kid. Big giant window seats. Wine cellar. No pool. Oh yeah, there's the pool. Nice pool. Very natural looking. I'd like to see the pool a little more. It looks like an old-fashioned schoolhouse. Another garage. Another. What is that? Okay, so how much do you think that is? How much is that house? Let me get the price. I'm so cold. Yeah, I'm freezing again. I just want to get into the... Okay, I'm coming over there now. Hopefully you've got it. Boom Pow says 7.3. Video says 2.6. High says 1.2. Christine says 3 million. Two Scooters says, oh my, no thanks. Oh no. Debbie Two Scooters says, you have to ask Carolyn about that. What? I heard Maria is secretly... Oh, come on. Are you talking about my Maria? Stop that. How are you guys talking about Maria anyway? It's not nice to talk about her like that. Stop. You guys are all underbid. Except for Boom Pow. Boom Pow's over, you're all under. It's 6,250,000. Come on, guys. Okay, I'm going to try to find something else. What is this one? Oh boy. Who did we recently hear that lived in somewhere? Oh, so cold. So freezing cold. I'm just looking for something really interesting to look at. Something interesting. Just not finding it. Where's this? Where is this? Ohio. Sorry, Ohio people. I live on the coast. Let's see what there's this. No. Why can't I find something really? Where's this? That's nice. Where's that? Hold on a minute. You might like this one. Let me see where this is. Okay. There's a historic battlefield right next door. It has the Kennesaw Mountain National Battlefield Park right out the front door. Okay. All right, let me get this. It's in Marietta. Okay. Hold on. Let me find the thing that I need. Okay. Here we go. Here we go. Stay with me now. Oh my goodness. Come on. There we go. Oh, don't do this to me. What is up with this? Get over there. Two are better than one. Window seat. I feel that fireplace. I could just slip in there now. Nice shower. Interesting with the tub and the washer and dryer across from there with like, what do you just walk in from the outside? What the heck is that about? That's kind of weird, isn't it? What is that, a second house on there or something? Okay, so let's see. Okay, it says that listed. This is we know that the farm existed in the 1860s and it was owned by the Ingram family. The original pre-Civil War home was torn down at some point, and the present structure built in place of it. In 1864, during the war, a good chunk of the Union Army marched right through the farm and down Whitlock Avenue on their way to occupy Marietta. They would later burn the commercial district and many houses to the ground and turn towards Atlanta. It has 4 original fireplace mantels, the original windows with wavy glass, tall ceilings, and a huge lot. Okay, so how much is that? It has 4 bedrooms, 3.5 bathrooms. Carolyn, too bad we couldn't meet up one day in Gettysburg. Oh yeah, that would be fun. Maybe we can, Hi. Don't count me out. Don't count us out. That was Sherman's march to the sea. Maybe Scooter and I can meet up. Scooter, maybe we can meet up with High 61 in Gettysburg this year. Scooter and I are probably going to be going to Gettysburg this year. Okay. Let's see now. You put your stuff in there. Here it is. There it is. Hi, Catherine. Your great-grandfather died in Dallas, Georgia. Oh, I'm sorry, Catherine. All right, let's see now. Hi wants to meet us with all of his Civil War stuff on, and then you can wear your bonnet and that big dress you have with those crinolines. That would be amazing, wouldn't it? All right, now. Ooh. I know where we're going next. We're going somewhere I'm going to. Okay, hold on. Hold on a minute, I have to get this one pulled up. I have to get this pulled up so that I can get the address. All right, let's see here. Here we go. Here we go. All right, let me go over here with this. Come now, come now. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Why are you not going over here? Get on over there. Go on now. Come on now. Come on. This is in Hickory, North Carolina. I can get it over. Picture, picture, please. Okay, let's see what we've got here. Look at the brick wall. It's kind of storybook. Look, that looks like storybook, doesn't it? Oh, look at the doll, Scooter. Look at the dolls. Look at the doll, Scooter. There's another one. Look, there's dolls all around here, Scooter. I love interesting houses where you can look at things. Look, they like green candles. They like green candles. Oh, and look at that. Lots of artwork. Oh, look at that picture with the corn. Something. Home sweet home. There's lots of, I don't know if it's Fiesta ware in there. Very colorful. The basket's up on top. More artwork. Look at the little geese on the bottom with ribbons. Oh, is that one of the, what is that? One of those stair things? What is that? Stair things that bring you upstairs? Oh my gosh, look at that Smeg dishwasher. It looked so, I didn't see Smeg and it looked so old, but look, they make the Smeg look, I wonder how this Smeg dishwasher works. How does it work? Well, how come they don't have a Smeg coffee maker? And how they have this, the Hamilton Beach green thing, yeah. Look at that juicer, the old-fashioned juicer over there. I wonder if that was a Smeg fridge. Oh, look at the old-fashioned phone and the rooster. And the little toile. Curtains and little wreaths in the window. And then more swans here and a little chicken in the nest. Right? This is probably her dish soap. I told you with those pink things, people put their dish soap in there. Oh, here's one of the, I have a tray like this. I like mine better, but it's that style. There's got the green glassware here. Oh, another rooster or chicken or something up there, right? Stained glass, very nice. Oh, bunnies. Stained glass here. More toile curtains and cushions. Remember that one we saw at that other house? It was owned by that lady and we looked her up and there were so many interesting things in there. That one that had that bear that I wanted. Look, there's angels over there. Lots of pink over here. Ooh. Purple on the top and pink. That's interesting. Look at that. Like, that's like a little water closet door. It's like in a store, huh? More dolls, Scooter. And there's a tree with lots of pink. Wow, there's so much stuff going on in that tree. Look at that thing over there. Interesting. Look at that swing. That looks a little precarious. And this, there's no cushion or anything. What's going on here? Look, there's that same picture over here. It's been in 2 rooms. Oh, look at the doctor's scale over there. The little sink over there? That's weird. Wow, look at that. That's like that 70s fireplace. There's another kitchen. Is that upstairs? Interesting. Yeah. Okay, how much for that? Let's see. It's a 1929 English Tudor house in Hickory, North Carolina. It was built in 1929, English Tudor style, 4 bedrooms, 5,262 square feet. Okay, what do you think, guys? Please try to do better this time. Little lady. Hi, Julianne Gonzalez. How are you? You vomit on that? Julianne's vomiting on it. I'm sorry, Julianne. 1.1 million. 1.1 million. Julianne's vomiting. That's not nice, Julianne. What if I really liked it, Julianne? What would you do then? Then you would hurt my feelings. Okay, let me see here. All right, let me look at this one. Hold on a second. Okay, this is in Tennessee. Okay. Come on. That tree looked so massive. And this ball looks like it's coming like in the doorway. Doesn't that look like massive like balls on there? They must have photographed this around Christmas time, of course. Yeah. What is this up there? That cradle looks kind of scary. That cradle looks really scary. Toile. Wallpaper. There are wreaths on all the windows. Oh, that play structure looks strange. Oh, I forgot to show Jimmy. I have to show. That looks odd. There's the creek. Thanks. Oh boy. Alright, that's really like in the backwoods of Tennessee there, right? What is that? Who wants to live there? Anybody? Very rustic. Anybody want to live there? Anybody like that? I thought that was going to be better. Guess it wasn't. 565, it's yours. Let's see what we got. Okay, let's we're going to go to Alabama, Birmingham. Hold on, I don't even know how much this house is, okay? I have no idea myself. Let me see. Okay. You ready to look at this one? This is in Alabama. Alabama. Come on now. Go on now, get up there. Picture, picture, please. Where'd it go? Oh my goodness. Hang on. Okay, let's see if we can get this now. Julianne's barfing all over the place already, right? Because she hates tutors. What does it say? This morning with her having coffee. Oh, that's nice. So fresh and so clean. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that sophisticated thing over there. Crazy. Okay, how much for that now, you guys? Come on, let's go. How much for that? How much for that? Not too bad. Some things to be changed. You like this one very much? Okay. Julianne says this is her favorite house. You were just barfing over that other one. $6.49. Okay. Hi, Murder of Crows. $3.75. What a deal. What do you think? 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 $3.75. Where's that? Let's see. Oh, I'm trying to find something fun. Trying to find something different. Pinky, did you leave? Because I need to talk to you. It's very important. Pinky, did you leave? I have to talk to you. It's very important. Pinky, did you leave? If you did, then we're in trouble. Ooh, where's that? I think we looked. Okay. Did we look? Where's this one? Let me see here. Where's that? Oh, where's this? Let's see. Hang on a minute. Where's this one? No. No, no, no. We don't want to go there. Where this is. Okay, how about I think we did look at that one. No, we don't like that one. Nope. Okay, we're going to look at this one and then we're going to do our word cookies. Okay, here we go. We're going to Bedford, Virginia. Okay. Bedford, Virginia. That's not the one. Is it? I guess it is. Okay. Wow. Okay. Let me just make sure. No, that's a different one. It's on the same road, but it's... Hold on a minute. It looks a lot like that other one, though. All right, let me just go back and put in the right address here. Okay, I got the right one now. All right. Alrighty. It's just loading up. Okay. Bedford, Virginia. It's a nice room. Look at that old refrigerator. My kids. A little guest house. It is, it's a little guest house. With a big tub. A shower. Okay, guys, how much is that? How much is it? How much is it? Hi, Victoria, 600, 700, Catherine. Boom, pal. You guys got close on that one. 649, 649, 649. Hi, you're high. You're high. High, you're too high. You're too high. Hi, ICU, you see me? It looks like a painting, so 40. Okay. Okay. Inseam. Immense. Yay! High 61. Yay! I'm not muted. I'm not muted. I'm not muted, I'm just not talking. Oh, good, Catherine. All right. Good murder. Murder, good murder. Good murder? Who, what? Okay. Oh, I'm tired. Flu vial. Good, high 61, very good. Oh, flail. Very good. Very good. Very good. Very good. Very good. I just do a couple over here. Do they make certs anymore? Do they make certs anymore? Certs. I don't think so, right? They don't make it anymore. I've got to do some more packing tomorrow. I got one big thing packed today, and I've got to get some other big orders out, and I just have to get myself going. Got so much going on. It's so ridiculous. What has it? What do they have to do? They make, oh yes they do, they make certs? I don't think so. They don't make them anymore. I don't see them anymore. I don't think I see them anymore. So sorry. Rest. That's what I need. Rest. Okay. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I love you. God bless. Prayers. I see a lot of people that aren't members. If you'd like to support our channel, you can always become a member. You get lots of perks when you're a member. Try to think about that. That would be great. Great way to support the channel. Thank you guys. I will see you tomorrow. And be good. God bless. All right. See you now. Prayers for everyone that needs them. Good night. Night, little lady.